Ask if we will see if this person is actually qualified, but we got to make sure that he fits these requirements first, which these other requirements shouldn't even matter. It shouldn't matter at all. And I have always argued with a lot of people. That's one of the I don't want to get political here, but that's one of the reasons why I have always thought, in my opinion, that when you apply for a job and they ask you what race you are, I always said to myself, what does that have to do with anything? What does race has anything to do with what if I could do the job or not? I think, in my opinion, I know I'm moving away a little bit, but I just want to say this real quick. In my opinion, when it comes to your race, I think that should be removed in job applications. That has nothing to do if you qualify for a job or not. Get rid of that.
No,
in my opinion,
that's the dumbest thing you've said in a while.
Well, I mean, that's the dumbest thing. Okay, so all right. So you no. Tell me, what does that have to do with your qualifications?
It's not. You might as well just say, "Oh, you remove male and female from the equation." Also,
no, answer the question. What does that have to do with
all it is them telling them who you are. That's it.
What does that have to do with qualifications?
Nothing.
Exactly. Exactly.
Neither does your name, your race, or when you're born. All it is just telling them who you are. That's it.
No. If your age is important, because maybe you have to be a certain age to do a particular job. Race has nothing to do with none of that.
If does it matter how old you are as long as you can do the job?
No, it does matter, because there are certain jobs where you're probably just too old to do the job.
What? Really?
What? There are
in the context of what we're talking about when it comes to the NFL currently. We have a wide array of ages going on in that sport. We have coaches as young as 35 working there, and we have coaches as old as 70 or 80 working there.
Well, you're talking about the NFL exclusively. I'm talking about overall.
Bro, all ethnicity is just telling you who you are. That's it.
And that has nothing to do with what you could do.
Neither does anything else. Neither does my name. But neither does my name. But I have to put my name. Like what are you talking about?
Comparing your name to race is stupid.
No, saying to remove ethnicity from your profile is stupid.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not, because that has nothing to do with you. That has nothing to do with you doing your job. Nothing.
Like I said, neither does my name, but I still have to put it in.
Oh, man. Comparing the two is so lame, man. That is so lame.
You have to tell them who you are.
Okay, you get the name and age. You don't need the race part. You don't need that part. Why do you need that?
Because it's telling you who you are.
Oh my goodness. So okay. So let me get this straight. So we have a guy like you who have always complained about, oh, this person doesn't get the job because of race. Oh, everything has to do with racism, always because of this, because of that. You always like to include race on everything. So in this particular case,
because race has a lot more to do with life than you wanted to believe.
In this case, where I said that you should have that removed, now you're saying that, oh no, that has to stay. That has to stay, despite the fact that what if you're white or black has nothing to do if you could do the job. Also, so that has to stay. That we need to keep that there. What is the harm of you removing race out of job applications? What is no. I don't want to hear that it doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make sense.
What is the issue? What harm could you do to yourself or to the company that is removed?
It doesn't make sense.
That's not an argument. That's
Yes,
not.
it is
That's
an
not.
argument.
That's
It
not an
is an
argument.
argument.
That's not an argument.
It simply doesn't make any sense.
That's not even an argument.
So,
Give me specific reasons why that would harm you or the company by having that element removed.
why would you want it removed in the first place?
Answer the
No,
question.
no, I don't, Steve. It
Because you
doesn't.
don't know. Because you don't know. Because exactly.
It
Because
does.
I'm right. Because
No,
you're
because
wrong and I'm
Steve,
right. See, you don't. Because
Steve,
there is no
no.
answer.
You
There
want
is
you
no
want
answer.
you want me to answer the question? Yes or no?
Go ahead.
At the end of the day, all it is a profile of who you are. That's it. It is a profile. That's it. Because you want to know why the Rooney Rule exists. You want to know why affirmative action exists? Because what it did, it tried to stop business. It tried to stop companies from hiring their friends' sons and friends' daughters. That's what it did. It showed that you
that's nepotism. That's
it's 100% why that shit exists. You gotta be fucking kidding me.
nepotism.
You have to be fucking kidding me. It's the reason why those rules exist in the first place. Because why? Because nepotism runs rampant in life. It runs rampant in life. You gotta be fucking kidding me.
I just told you what it is. All I did is explain to you what it was.
No. Let me look at Urban Meyer, right? We both agreed that he couldn't do his job. But why do you think he got the job in the first place? Because of nepotism. Because he had a name, he had success in college, he had a name, and that's how he got the job. Was he the best guy? Was he the best guy for the job? No, he wasn't. But he got the job anyway. And the reason why affirmative action and the Rooney Rule exists is to end that. That at the end of the day, hey, come on. So the most important, the thing is that the reason why those things existed is to end those practices. Because in these big companies, all people did was did favors for their friends and their loved ones by hiring their son who just graduated from college. Hey, my dad's a big big wig in real estate. Hey, can you give him a job in real estate? Oh, there you go. And the people who are mostly in charge of those who are mostly in charge were white. But white, and so naturally they're gonna have white kids. It'd be like, hey Billy, little Billy, you want to run this company when you get older? Here, you could be my vice president. No application, no nothing. Hey, since you're my blood, you're gonna be my vice president. Nepotism runs rampant all over the place, and ethnicity is not going to change that. It's not going to change that. All it is just a profile of who you are. That's it.
That all that you just explained had nothing to do about having.
But your thought process is, oh well, remove it so that you can get businesses not to just hire someone because they're black or because they're white or because of whatever. And I'm telling you, no, it's there because it's just who you are. That's it. It's a profile of who you are.
When it comes to age, yes, there's a lot of jobs where it's beneficial for the job to hire, whether if it's a young guy or somebody who has a lot of experience. I understand why age is there. The sex being there, obviously, especially when it comes to jobs like in the military, or if you want to be, let's say, a police officer, for example, just using those guys as examples. Yes, obviously, you need to identify, what your sex is, because there are certain requirements that you have to fulfill by being a male and being a female, especially when it comes to the physical aspect of it, especially. But when it comes to race, none of that applies.
We have male cops and female cops.
None of that applies.
We have male cops and female cops. What are you talking about?
Oh, so
We have
you don't even get it.
we have men and women in the military.
You don't even understand what I just said.
We have male and female in the military. What are you talking about?
You clearly don't even understand what I said.
No, it like Steve, what you're asking for, this doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
The reason for a lot of jobs, especially jobs like in the military, it's beneficial for you to tell what sex you are because especially in the physical test, there's a certain requirement that a man has to pass and a woman that needs in order for her to pass. So obviously, you need to identify if you were male or female. That's obvious. You know what I'm saying? Race has nothing to do with any of that. Nothing.
So,
absolutely zero.
So you think that race don't play a factor in job where you're dealing with mostly black men? Let's use the NFL as example. So you're telling me that race does not play a factor when it comes to hiring a coach? Yes or no?
You saying that if race wait, what?
A race don't play a factor when it comes to communicating with let's say black players. So if it doesn't, so you're pretty much saying, oh, I don't need to know what race you are when it comes to me hiring somebody to handle situation that will involve race. So knowing what race you are, it don't matter.
No, why should it matter? If I'm looking at this application right here and you meet all the requirements, for you to do the job, this is a very nice resume. Oh, you could do this, you could do this. Oh, you could lift this many pounds. Oh, you have this many experience. Race has nothing to do if you should be able to get the job or not. Race has nothing to do if you are qualified or not. Absolutely nothing. 0%. Zero.
So what's the harm of having it on the application?
Because it has nothing to do with your qualification.
What's the harm with having it on the application?
It has nothing to do with
what's the harm of having it on the application? What's the harm of having it there?
I just told you it has nothing to do with qualification.
That's not harm. That's not harm.
The focus should be the qualifications, your merit, your credentials, your experience. That's it.
You can have that regardless of what your race is. So why does it matter if it's there or not? Why does it matter if it's there?
It doesn't matter. Because now you can never ever use the person as a reason. Oh, he got the job because he's black or he's white or he's a woman or he's a man. Well, I shouldn't say sex. Well, when it comes to sex, certain jobs requires you to either be a man or woman. So let's get that out the way. But as far as the race part of it, that shouldn't apply at all.
But I'm asking, what's the harm of having it on the application?
If
the most important thing is the qualification of the person, what does it matter if it's there or not?
I just explained it to you.
At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what race they are. It's about the qualification, right?
It's all about the qualifications. So why was it dumped when I said, oh, it should be removed then?
Because Steve, it's not that important at the grand scheme of things. It's what it shows you who you are.
You just said it was dumb. Why was it dumb?
It shows you who you are. Removing it, you're just picking someone blind without knowing who they are.
Wait. Well, wait. Hold on. When you dude, have you written a resume?
Yes, I read a fucking resume.
Have you done one?
Yes, I have.
Okay. So if you've done a resume, you realize that you put your experiences so you could get the job, right?
Yeah, but I also tell them if I'm black or white or not.
And okay,
who I am.
Okay. So
wait. I'm gonna catch you right now.
No. So you're saying
I'm gonna catch you right now. So
I want to finish my
ID. No, because my ID right now should race be removed from my ID?
From your ID?
Yeah.
What does that have to do with the job?
No, it don't fucking does it need to be removed from my ID? Yes or no? Do they need to be removed from the ID? Yes or no? Since it don't matter.
No, because that has nothing to do with the job. The ID, the ID is used.
Hold on, because I can't apply for a job without an ID. They need to know my ID. They need to know that they need to know who I am, right?
These comparisons are so dumb, man.
No, it's not dumb. No, it's not dumb. Because you want to know why, Steve? Because on my ID, it shows them who I am. It shows them my height, my weight, my driver license, my ethnicity, my birthday, everything.
So what does that? How does that correspond to the job, Havinel?
Nothing.
Exactly. So why even bring it up? Why do you even bring it up? That's why I said the comparison is dumb. Why do you even bring it up? Why are you even bring it up?
Because it's part of who you are. Because it's part of who you are. It's part of who you are, Steve. At the end, that's why I'm confused by what you're saying. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what your ethnicity is as long as you qualify for the job. All it is
you just proved my point.
No. All it is
just proved my point.
No. All it is who you are. It's an idea of who you are.
Why should that be a requirement?
Steve, it's part of the application process. Because you can say the same thing about an ID. They don't need to know.
You can't.
You can. No. They don't need to know my race.
No.
They don't need to know my race.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
They need to identify who you are, especially if you committed, let's say, of a crime, or let's say if you try to.
What does it matter if I commit? Isn't the only thing that matters is that I committed the crime?
Okay, but how would they be able to identify?
What does my race have to do with anything?
How would they be able to identify you? How would they be able to identify you if they don't even know what you look like?
Hello, people are always gonna. That's why racist. That's why it exists. It just tells you who you are, which is part of what the application process is. It just tells all it is just tell you who you are. That's it.
When someone's looking at the application, a boss or an owner is looking at the application, they see Havinel, they see that he does this, he does this, he does this, and they say, okay, this guy is qualified. I'm gonna set an interview for him. Is he gonna know who you are once he sees you in the interview, Havinel?
No, I have to talk.
No. Once you go to the interview, isn't he going to be aware of who you are?
He'll know that I'm black or white or whatever.
Okay. So there you go. Problem solved. He already knows. He already knows who you are now that he interviews you. Okay, this is a black person. He's qualified, for the job.
Mm-hmm.
By having that removed, now there will absolutely be no problem of the person's. Oh, you know what? Oh, this person is black. No, you know what? Let me just eliminate this person. No, oh, this person is Asian. No, I don't want an Asian person on here. No. You're not gonna have that problem.
You know that's illegal. You know that, right? That's illegal.
And how? But those things are too difficult to even prove anyway.
No, it may be difficult to prove, but it is illegal to discriminate someone when it comes to their race. It is illegal.
Okay. But Hoovy, if this was not an issue, we wouldn't have, especially according to you, we wouldn't have a Rooney Rule in the first place, correct?
No.
So you go ahead.
The reason why we have a Rooney Rule is to stop owners from doing favors for either their former coworker, or their friend's son, or whatever. That's what it's there for.
Okay.
And unfortunately, every owner except for one is white. and naturally those people are friends with other white people, and they're going to do favors for their white sons and white daughters. That's why a Rooney Rule exists.
And has it been effective? No, it has not.
No, it hasn't been effective because coaches like no because owners they skirt through the rule. All like the guy said, all it is this. Hey, let's just interview one black guy just to say that we did it.
Exactly. So
And
so
then they end
what
up
does it matter?
and they end up hiring the guy that they really want.
Right. So the Rooney Rule doesn't is ineffective. It doesn't do anything.
It isn't effective, but the reason why it exists is to stop what's been going on for years.
Okay, has it stopped? No, it hasn't.
No, but that's not the fault of the rule. It's not it's not. Look, it's very hard to tell billionaires what to do, what they can and can't do. They're always gonna find ways to skirt. If they want somebody, they're gonna get that person, no matter what. The reason why the rule exists is for them to police the rule, to try to police them. I think what we're confused by is that you think that the ethnicity part is used to try to hire people who are not as qualified because of their race or their sex, even though they're the same, and yet you don't want to acknowledge that either. They're the same.
What?
That hey, you think businesses don't hire women just for the sake of hiring women? But based on your logic, they should remove that also.
I mean, you're comparing two of them again, but that's fine. That's fine.
But I mean, am I right or wrong?
I don't.
Aren't you always the guy who always laments them hiring women on the side on the sidelines of football games and stuff like that?
Am I what now?
Yeah, aren't you the one that always laments coaches hiring women in sports and shit like that?
No, what I said was that if you're going to hire a woman, a woman coach, if you're hiring them just for the sake of them being a woman, yeah, that's a problem. I have a huge problem with that. Yes.
And how do you think they find out if they're a woman or not?
How do they find out if they're a woman or not?
Mm-hmm.
Because they tell them that they're a woman.
Yeah, in the application.
But I didn't say anything about.
Just like they say that they're black or white or whatever in their application also.
I didn't say anything about removing sex. But if you want to compare the two and you think it's the same, that's fine. If you think I don't think it's the same, but if you think it's the same, that's fine. My point if you're going to hire them because for the sake that they're women, then that's being a sexist.
My point is that all those things they're just telling you who you are. That's it. That's all it is. If you should be, everyone who applies for that job for the most part should be qualified. Some are more qualified than others, but what they wanted to eliminate is people who are just getting jobs just because either they're famous, they got the opportunity, or they're doing a favor for a friend. That's why. But the thing is that if you're just going to remove it, it's just a non-starter. It doesn't make any sense because it's not going to help. It's not going to help or anything like that. It really isn't.
Yeah, but having the Rooney Rule, there, it didn't solve anything.
No, it didn't solve anything because, like I said, look, I'm just talking about the part about removing the ethnicity from the application process. If you're going to remove that, you might as well remove sex also. Because if your main goal is getting the best person available, it shouldn't matter whether they're man, female, black, white, whatever, right? It should be the right person for the job, right? Yes or no?
Yeah, it should be the right person for the job, absolutely.
All right, so why are we only removing ethnicity when everything plays a part? Where everything plays a part. Why are we only removing ethnicity?
Yeah, I think as far as the identification, I think the ethnicity part is the least you should worry about over everything else, in my opinion. That's the most insignificant part of the application process.
To you, it maybe it's significant, but it's still at the end of the day, it's just telling you who you are. That's it. That's all it is.
All right. Well, let's let me finish this.